Based on your personal experience, please share with us how you have built connections via social media and how this can help us grow professionally. Possibly, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ajahn Pragasit. And thank you so much, Joo Kyung, for such an inspiring presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Joo Kyung and I went back a long way. I first met her some 20 years ago. I think the first time was in Thailand, when I met her, and also Ji Hyun Jeon, the past AsiaTEFL president, at the AsiaTEFL conference in Thailand back then. Was it in Thailand? Yes, in Thailand. And we have kept in touch with each other for many, many years up to now. It's about 20, 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, today I just want to share with you some of my personal experiences of building and expanding relationships with a lot of people in our field, English language education. The key takeaway, I think this is something that Joo Kyung has already mentioned. The key takeaway of today's webinar actually is this. If you want to go fast, do it alone, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need to go with others. I think this is something that I've learned along the way, that it's not possible for you to go very far. You need people, and people also need you. And if we work together, I think we'll be able to reach greater success in our career, in our social life, and in our professional life as well. Professional networking is not just about having a lot of friends. Yes, I do have a lot of friends. I do have a lot of Facebook friends, but professional networking is more than that. It's about making connections. It's about connecting with people. And it's more importantly, it's about building and maintaining lasting relationships with other professionals. With Ajahn Pragasit, I think I've known him for many, many years, and I've known a lot of people from his university as well, Thammasat University, one of the best universities in Thailand. Great people, great friendships that I have forged over the years. With Aslam Khan in Malaysia, I have to address him as Encik Aslam. He is a great guy as well. He's been very active in what is the name of your organization, Aslam? The MELTA, isn't it? Yes, Malaysian English Language Teachers Association. A great guy that I met very often in many different places, especially in conferences. So again, professional networking is about connecting, building, maintaining lasting relationships with other people. And you can do it on site, you can do it online as well. So the key thing is not just about making connection, but about building and maintaining lasting relationship. It's about planting relations. The success, I think you will agree with me, and also Joo Kyung mentioned this a lot in her presentation, that successful networking is all about giving. You can't simply ask, what is it for me? I think the most important thing that keeps people like Joo Kyung and me going is, what is it I can give to other people? Yeah, if that is your interest, then I think your networking experience will be very, very fruitful, very, very productive for you. It's about helping and serving others. And once you've done this, you'll be surprised that other people will come to you, and you will be able to seek help from them as well when you do need help from them. I was reminded of this quote by this great scientist, Margaret Mead. She is one of the best known cultural anthropologists. And she says this: we are at our best when we serve others. So serving others is the spirit of professional networking. Let me tell you a story, ladies and gentlemen. My networking story began when I moved to Singapore, working at this wonderful, wonderful English language center called SIMEO RELC. It's a very, very special place because the mandate of SIMEO RELC is this: to improve the quality of language education in Southeast Asia, in particular, those SIMEO member countries. Now there are 10 SIMEO member countries, yeah? And this is what happens. I was so fortunate because networking is something that comes very naturally. People actually came to me, came to my center. And that's how I got to know a lot of people, a lot of teachers, a lot of language teachers, a lot of language teacher educators, policy makers, curriculum and materials writers, and also, in addition to that, world-class ELT experts. So RALC, senior RALC, located in Singapore, is like a magnet for a lot of people in the same field as I am to be coming together. And that is how I get to know them. And that's how I build my relationship with them. And that's how I continue to maintain that relationship as well. Although senior RALC is Southeast Asia, in reality, a lot more people from other countries also come and visit senior RALC. Masaki Oda, for example, from Japan, and also many other professors from Japan used to come to RALC. That was some 50 years ago. So that was the story of RALC, yeah, how I got to know a lot of people, because it's something that, you know, comes very naturally to me. People came and I got to know them. And then in 2008, that was about more than 10 years ago, I relocated to another university. And the name of the university is the National Institute of Education, Nanyang Technological University. I work at the college at the School of Education. Now, interestingly, the majority of the students back then, when I first joined the institution, was Singapore students mostly, and also Singapore teachers, because NIE primarily serves the needs of English language teachers in Singapore. More recently, we have been able to attract people from other countries to come and study with us as well. People from China, people from Vietnam, from India, and from many other places. So I was a little bit lonely because the context, the network that I had before, sort of, I felt a bit disconnected. And this is when I began my next step in my networking experience. I made use of a social networking site, Facebook, in order for me to reach out to other people in the region and also across the globe, basically. And up to now, I've been looking after this Facebook group for about 10 years. And the name of the Facebook group is Teacher Voices. And this is how my networking, or my network of friends, began to grow exponentially. Teacher Voices now have more than 10,000 members coming from 50, maybe more, different countries in the world. And this is where people, including me, share on a daily basis news about English language teaching, news about teaching ideas, sharing ideas about research, new publications that people have just came up with, and then a lot of information about conferences, about calls for papers and calls for chapters as well. So I've been using this platform to reach out to a lot more people so that I can share resources with them, and also for a platform for other people to network with other professionals, including me, in terms of exchanging and sharing information. Very, very useful information. Let me now share with you some 10 benefits. 10, Aslam, 10 is 10, yeah? 10 benefits of professional networking. These are things that Joo Kyung already mentioned before, but I would like to elaborate a little bit on what, based on my own experiences. Number one is wider perspectives about ELT. So that is one big benefit for you. Yeah, if you work in a silo, if you know only about English language teaching in your country, that's not a bad thing. But I think it's much, much more important for you to understand what is happening in the bigger, field of English language teaching in the region. For example, as for me, I now have come to understand how one approach to teaching language called extensive reading is understood or sometimes misunderstood by people in the region, and how it is implemented in different countries in Asia. I also got to know how CEFR, for example, the Common European Framework of Reference, has been understood or misunderstood and implemented in different parts of the world, like Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other countries in different parts of the world. Number two, it's a great opportunity. Networking provides this great opportunity for you to do joint research, joint publications, and also joint workshops and joint presentations as well. I've done numerous papers, joint presentations, and joint authorships with a lot of people from the region, from Korea, from Indonesia, from Vietnam, and from other places as well. And I find this really very enriching, because it's not just my view, which can be very limiting and limited, but it's the view of, it's a collective view of people from other parts of the world. The other one is access to research participants. There are times when you want to do research that is more encompassing. It's not just about participants from your country, but also participants from other countries in the region. If you have a large network of contact, I think it will help you in terms of access to research participants. I remember some 20 years ago, I did a big survey involving teachers from different parts of Asia. And I contacted people, my contact from these different countries, and I was able to get some 300 participants to participate in my study. I think that was really something which is really nice. Another benefit is this: insider access to insider information. I think there's a lot of information that is not available for the public. The official documents very often is not for us to see. But if you know people like Aslam, for example, who is very knowledgeable about the changes in policies and things like that, I think you can drop him an email or give him a call and ask him, hey, Aslam, what is happening here in Malaysia? Ini apa ini, ada apa ni, di sana ni. I think he will be able to give you a lot of information. The real story behind, for example, new language education policy, which may or may not be available publicly, but you may be able to access this through your contacts. Access to local literature. This is another important thing. We tend to use literature published by big journals in our field, yeah? But when it comes to understanding the kind of things that are happening in Malaysia, in Thailand, in Vietnam, for example, I think you need to go to the local journals, local publications. And one way to do that, to have access to this, will be for you to contact Ajahn Pragasit. Can you let me have some, published papers on, communicative language teaching in different provinces in Thailand, for example. Yeah. The last point is something that I've been doing the past few months. It's very, very, very interesting. Guest lecturing used to be very expensive. If you, in the past, if you invited Aslam come to my university to give a guest lecture, I had to look after his accommodation, his per diem, and I had to take him to a nice place for dinner and things like that. But these days, no, Aslam, just use the Zoom to give the lecture. Yeah. So big benefit now. And I think guest lecturing is a great pedagogy. It's useful for you. It's useful for your students as well. Yeah, it should not be the case that the students should be listening to you all the time. You can also invite experts from other places to give lecture. The key thing is this reciprocal relationship, reciprocal guest lecturing, if you like. So the principle of reciprocity will become very important here. I do one for you, you do one for me. No money is exchanged. You don't have to pay me, I don't have to pay you. So very easy to organize. 3 more things, and then I'm done. Number 7 is extremely important. Increase visibility of you as a professional, as an academic. Increase visibility of your research, increase visibility of your expertise as well. Because if you know a lot of people out there, you can share your work, you can share your research publications with a wider group of people. These days, you can't just sit still, get one paper published, and then not doing anything. I think that is not a very good thing to do. You need to tell the world that you have done something good and you want to share that thing with other people. Increase academic impact as well. If you know people like Ajahn Pragasit and you know that he is very much interested in reading, in literacy development, and you have done something in that area, then you might want to send your recently published or newly published paper to Ajahn Pragasit, and then send him the paper and tell him, Ajahn Pragasit, this is something nice for you and for your students to use in your teaching. Yeah. And that is something that I would call impact of your research. Your citations may also increase because then a lot more people know about your published work. Yeah. And number 9, very important too, if you're thinking of relocating to Korea, for example, to Japan, I think you can ask, your contact. Ask Masaki. Masaki is an important person. He is Dean of Tamagawa University. You can just ask him, call him, hey, Masaki, is there a job available for me? Things like that, yeah. Job opportunities may, something that you may want to be able to find out there. Number 10, this is my last benefit. Aslam, do you know what this is? Aslam? Number 10. Yeah, this is number 10. The benefit is very, very important. The social benefit. When you find yourself in Kuala Lumpur, you just give Aslam a call. Hey, Aslam, let's have a drink or two. Yeah, and when you are in Thailand, you can also call up your friends, and that is very important for you to reconnect and socialize with your contacts. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, to flourish in your career, I think you need to grow 3 things. Number 1, your academic capital. That means your teaching and your research knowledge and skills will have to continue to grow. That's number 1. That will be your academic capital. Number 2 is your psychological capital. Very important. Academic capital alone is not enough. You need to have this thing called motivation and perseverance. Success is almost always guaranteed if you have these 2 things in place, motivation and perseverance. It's been called grit, G-R-I-T, grit. And finally, you also need to grow your social capital. Social capital is where professional networking comes into the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I end my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Excellent job, Professor Willie. Thank you for your great information and your dedication to ELT. Your experience of building connections by social media is awesome and can be magnificent guidelines for many of us to follow your professional path. Your information sharing is much appreciated. Thank you so much.